Everyone, it's Sui. Today, let's talk about one of my favorite groups, ONEUS. I thought it would be really fun to maybe once a month take a week and highlight a particular group. So this next week, we're going to do ONEUS. They have been the highlight of my month this month. Their comeback this month was perfect for me, and I love their song, and I love all the B-sides, and I love all the stages. So I thought I'm gonna have my first group highlight week be ONEUS. Because I find it fun when I hear other people's stories about how they got into a group. So I thought, first of all, I would tell you how I got into ONEUS, and then I would love if you guys would comment how you got into ONEUS, if you are into them, and if you're not into them, then why not? Let me know why not. Tell me your story below. They debuted in January of 2019, and right at that exact same time was when I was completely falling for ETs. That was right around the same time that Say My Name dropped, or the teasers were happening. I don't know the timing exactly, but I was all about ATs in January of 2019. And then people started raving about the debut song for ONEUS, which is Valkyrie, and I did watch it, and I was blown away by it. There's a part in there that I had never seen any group do, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing ever. But I was in that mindset, the same one I've talked about so many times before, where I was thinking, I don't want to deal with a new group right now. I am worrying about ATs. I am still learning Stray Kids. I just don't want to deal with it. So when I watched it, I was like, yes, cool. And then I kind of forgot about it. But then they had their comeback in May of 2019. Their title track was Twilight. And in June of 2019, we went to Korea. Toto did a study abroad in Korea, and when she was done, we went over there and traveled around and then came home with her. So while we were over there, we were able to go to M Countdown. We were able to get in thanks to our channel. That's a whole nother story that maybe I will talk about someday if anybody's interested. But yes, we were able to get into M Countdown kind of at the spur of the moment, and ONEUS was there promoting Twilight. At the time, I did not know them at all yet. I was excited to see them, but I remember looking back when I watched the stage of the M Countdown that we were there for, I realized that they had a missing member at the time. I think it was Shion was not there. And when I was there watching it, I did not know that somebody was missing. I find that hilarious now, that I could watch that group and not know somebody was missing. And afterwards, you can go outside and watch them come up and down the stairs through the window. And when they went up the stairs, everybody was screaming for Soho. And I thought, okay, so maybe he's the popular one in this group, yes? And I knew nothing. I look back on that now and I'm just like, I was crazy. There they were. In fact, I have a video of Wooyoung from ATs walking by me, and I have the video of him, and I was so excited to see him. Right behind him was Konhee from ONEUS, and I had no clue. I was only looking at Wooyoung. That was 2019 June. Now in August 2019, they were coming to KCON in LA. And so at that point, I was like, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to learn this group. I think we did a learning video on the channel where we watched a unhelpful guide or something. I can't even remember what we watched. Let's name them first. So we did Konhee.
Does my face look weird?
Am I saying it right?
Konhee.
Konhee. Shion, which...
Shion.
Are you sure? Konhee, Shion, Raven.
Raven. Hwanwoong. Lido. Or
Ido, Hwang Eun.
and
and
Soho.
We're sort of on the names. It's better than it was the other day, though. That's all I can say. Okay, let's watch this unhelpful guy.
But I started finally getting their names down, and I also watched their pre-debut show called I Shall Debut, I think it's called, that they did with ONEUS, which is an amazing show. And that is what sealed the deal for me, was watching that show and learning their personalities and falling in love with them through that. So by the time KCON came, I was pretty confident that I had them all down, and I was very excited to see them. And then like 2 days before KCON, they announced that they couldn't come because of visa issues. So I still have not seen them again since that M countdown. I had tickets in my cart for their concert last March, and then I let them go because I was so worried about COVID canceling things and traveling there, and I just decided I couldn't do it, and I totally should have done it. I'm so crazy that I just didn't do it, but someday I will see them in their full concert. But another thing that I watched early on was the weekly Idol that they did with ATs, where they had to divide groups to make even groups, and so Mingy came over to ONEUS, and that is now an inside joke about how Mingy is a ONEUS member. If you haven't seen that episode, I'll go figure out what episode it is and put it up here somewhere. I remember Hwanwoong stood out to me big time in that one. I felt like, who did I feel like? I felt like he was a leader. Konhee seemed like a leader. Raven seemed like a leader, and then come to find out, this is a group that has no leader. This makes them very unique. I don't know of another group that's like that. There's probably somebody, but I can't think of them. But those three tend to all stand out as leaders at some point, and I remember noticing that during that weekly Idol. So Hwanwoong stood out to me also because of his adorable shortness and his amazing dancing ability and his cute smile and his funny laugh. I had to do a laugh compilation for him because I just love his laugh so much. But I think it was when I watched that pre-debut show, Ito stood out to me, and Raven. I considered them co-biases for a while, but Ito has completely taken over now. That kid blows my mind with his duality, his deep voice, and his nose scrunch. He is a nose scrunch boy, and that gets me every time. So yes, definite bias there. And Soho I was in denial about. For the longest time, I was always saying it was Raven that was co-bias. Soho has now taken over that position too, if I consider them a co-bias or just a major strong wrecker, I don't know. So this is a problematic group because I love them all so much. They all take turns wrecking me, basically, yeah. Let me know in comments your favorite member, your bias, your favorite song, and how you got into them. And if you want to hit a like button and a subscribe button if you haven't already, that would be awesome. Let's introduce the members real quick. I talked about Ito being my bias because of his deep voice and that cute nose scrunch, and he's so shy. That shy thing gets me every time. Also, some of you know this, and yet on stage he's so powerful, and it just kills me every time. Raven I love because he has this strong, steady, solid personality, and that's why I sometimes feel like he is a leader, whether he is a name or not, because he's just so solid. I don't know how else to describe that. Konhee is so fun, and his voice is beautiful. Hwanwoong I already talked about a little bit, his crazy laugh and his amazing dancing ability. Soho, his vocals blow me away. And also I find him to be one of the most beautiful idols out there. I feel like I'm going to do a beautiful idol compilation someday, and I think he will top the list. Crazy visuals. And then there's Xion, or Dongju, who is, as we know, the twin brother of Dongmyeong in ONEUS, which is the coolest thing ever, right? He's got also the deep voice, and he's just so cute. And he comes out with visuals that I'm just like, wait. Pause here for a second. I think of him as the cute little maknae of this group, and sometimes he tries to show me otherwise. They had a comeback just last week. The title track is Same Scent, and I absolutely love this song. And some people have said it's very similar to A Song Written Easily, which is my all-time most played song of all K-pop songs, according to Spotify's and Receiptify's data, and I will never get sick of that one. And the Same Scent gives me a little bit of same vibes as that. I mean, to me, it's not like exact, but it's the same feel. And I guess that's why I'm loving that one so much. Whatever that is, this is what I love. This is the kind of style and song that I absolutely love. Let me know how you guys feel about the comeback and what's your favorite songs on that album. I also love Full Moon and Gravitation and Stupid Love, and I can't remember what the other ones are. Same Scent will definitely end up on my favorites of the year list. I've got about 5 now that are completely fighting for top position in that end of the year list. But that will be a vlog for another day. As part of my ONEUS week, I will be putting up a little intro video that I've made that highlights some of their music videos, and then maybe a couple other things that I hopefully will get done. So look for those, and let's celebrate ONEUS this week. Let me know where you stand with ONEUS. Are you a stan, a fan? Are you a casual listener? Who's your bias? Have you seen them live in concert? What's the most amazing thing ever? What's your favorite song? Let's talk about ONEUS. See you next time. Bye.